welcome to Brian's Got Game. I'm Brian, and today I got a game called Dice Bazaar. Dice Bazaar is a 2 to 4 player press your luck dice game by Fyodor Sosnin and will be seeking funding on Kickstarter soon. In this game, players roll dice trying to match the price at the market. The cards are worth points, and the player with the most wins. So, let's check it out, and I'll show you when to save your dice, which market cards to go for, and when to trade them in for a special action at the Dice Bazaar. To set up, place the game board in the table. Then, take the spice cards and put 3 per player. They're all the same, so 3 per player, and put them in the first area. Then, take 3 of each player for the teapots. These are also all the same. Put it in a second. Then, take 3 of each player of pottery. All the same. Then, take 2 of each gem per player and put that here. Please note that their values go from 1 to 8. On these cards, you can use them for different things. This one means if you give it up, you can change 1 die to a wild die if you're going for a teapot. Teapot, you can get rid of this card to make a wild die if you're getting pottery. And pottery, if you give this card up, change it to a wild to get a gem. They're all trying to get the most gems because they're the most points. So everybody's trying to get all of the gems. The game ends when 2 of these piles are gone. Then take the white price dice and roll them. Then randomly put them together and put them on here. Least to greatest, so it makes it easier to see the prices. So these are the dice needed to roll to buy the products above it. So you need to roll these 2 exact dice to get this, these 3 to get that, those 4 to get this, and 5 to get that. Then each player chooses a color, and you put their player boards under the game board. Then they get their dice. These are what they're going to be rolling to get the products. Then each player rolls 2 dice. The player with the highest total gets to go first. You are now ready to begin. On your turn, you roll all of your dice once. Then you choose the ones you want to go for based upon this roll. So he has 2 4s, a 3, a 1, 2, and a 6. So he has a 2 and a 5, a 1, 5, and a 6. He probably wants to do that one, and you can set these aside and save them. But look, I think he wants to go for the gold. Go for the gold. Go for gold. And then he's gonna keep these. It is now the next player's turn. He rolls his dice. 2 3s, 2 4s, and a 1. Well, there's 2 3s here. Put a 2 over here, I guess. Then he's going to keep these. Play continues, rolling and setting aside dice until someone rolls, let's say, something enough to all of the dice needed on one of these. So let's say green guy rolled a 2 and a 5. It's exactly what's up here, so he gets this card. He gets his dice back, and then you roll these dice again. 2 and a 4. So since there's a 2, the blue guy gets to keep his dice there. However, if there wasn't a 2, he would get his dice back. Later on, let's say he rolled, here's a 5, 6, a 1. Okay, so he has a 5 and a 6. All of his other dice can't do anything. So, he chooses to use his card. Give up this card to change one dice to a wild. So, he puts it face down next to the game board, chooses one dice, chooses it, and then he gets this card. Gets them back, rolls these dice. Play continues until 2 whole stacks are gone. Doesn't matter which ones. If there is a tie, then the tied players roll their dice. Player with the highest total wins. Okay, I've got my dad here for a parent's opinion. So, Dad, what do you think of Dice Bazaar?
I thought Dice Bazaar was a lot of fun. I like chucking dice, and that's exactly what you do in this game. You just take turns rolling the dice, hoping you can get the right roll there to get your products. Try to move and kind of increment your products up to get the most points. And so it was real quick, real fun. The little kids can play it, so I really enjoyed it.
The components are really nice. It comes with dice, but this is, of course, just a prototype.
Yeah, this is a prototype. It should be on Kickstarter later. We don't know exactly when, but this was probably one of the best prototypes I've ever seen. So
the artwork is wonderful. Even though it's a prototype, I'm pretty sure it's final artwork because it's so great. On the game board and on the cards, it has corresponding artwork. So whenever one set of the cards runs out, there's art under it.
Yeah, so they did a really good job with the art on this one. It's kind of light and fun, cartoony. That's definitely my style. So I really thought that they did a good job with the art.
Mm-hmm. There's a bit of strategy, like which dice to put there. Also, we forgot to say, you can pull back your dice before
at the beginning of your turn, right? You can decide to take some off that maybe you had thought you wanted to store there before. But yeah, the strategy really is, you don't really want to jump out and try to get the big points first unless, of course, you have a really good roll.
Yeah.
Because having that extra little card to change a die into whatever you want
is very powerful.
Very nice, but you lose those points.
Yes.
So, the first one, you're just out 1 point, so no big deal. But the farther you get up, you might want to keep some of those points. So there's a little bit of strategy there.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty easy for kids. I mean, of course, it's for the older ones because of the strategy involved with this one, but it's just a really good game.
Yeah, it's a real light, fun, filler-type game to play. You can pull out and play it with pretty much all ages, I think. My 4-year-old was able to play this one, so I think it's very accessible to all ages.
Overall, this game is a really wonderful game. We love it. It is fun, it's light, it's cartoony, it's fun for kids, great components, artwork, there's strategy. It's great game.
Yeah, this one, gets good marks on all the things that we look at. I like to play with the family and kids of different ages, so this one definitely was a knockout of the park for our family. We really enjoyed playing Dice Bazaar.
Thank you for watching Brian Scott Game. Please like us on Facebook. Send us a tweet at Brian Scott Game. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian. This is my dad. See you next time.